underscore LPAP underscore PSC test test. So we'll take same table as our source, this EMP, and the concept of lookup is if you are loading some, if you have some data and you want to just check based on your data something is available over there or not, you are doing lookup either into a file, either into a table. Suppose you have 5 rows and you want to just compare is there anything related to those 5 rows in that file or the table. That is nothing but the lookup. You are looking into that table or the file. So we'll go with the table only. So this is our source, and what my requirement is in our source, employee ID is there, department ID is there, employee name and salary. Fine. So I have one reference table in source with DPT. Fine. So while loading, what my requirement is, I want employee ID, department ID, employee name, salary, and I want department name as well. Fine. And I have this reference table which is having the department ID and the department name. So while loading data into the target, we'll just do lookup on this table. Based on this ID, we'll fetch the department name. Fine. So our source is this. I'll add some different department over here, like 10, 100, 101. Fine. So understood our requirement. What we want, all this data along with department name. So consider lookup as a replacement of joiner. You can replace joiner with lookup. You can replace lookup with joiner. Fine. But the behavior is little bit different. Not same, little bit different. So this is the icon for lookup transformation. So just click on lookup, click in your workspace area. Now we'll discuss this later. Source qualifier, lookup on source qualifier we'll discuss later. Just consider on source or on target. Fine. So source means whatever there is in your source, if you want to do lookup on that, what is currently present in your source folder, what is there in your target, if you want to look up on that. So do we have this DPT in our source? No, we haven't imported that. Fine. So what we can say, now we don't have that DPT in source, neither in target. So we'll import. Go to import from relational table. This is our relational table, reference table, DPT. If that was present in source, then I would have directly selected this from Oracle XC and the DPT. But as that table is not part of source, neither target. So I'll go to imports tab, say relational table, and go here. Just give your ODBC connection, say Oracle XC, and now where the table is present, SRC. So just give SRC, say connect. Select that table, say OK. So two columns were there in that table. So we got 2 from lookup. So now now this is our target, this is our source. So we have this ID as department ID in our table. So what we will do, we'll pass department ID to lookup. Fine. All other columns will connect from here. Department ID now you can connect from either here or from here. You can connect from anywhere. So department ID, ename, sal. This I want as dname from lookup. In what case I want? This is the input port which we have passed to lookup. This is that table column. So whenever the ID matches with department ID, pass the department name. Fine. Apply. Okay. Control S. So this lookup is kind of a static lookup. Here, if okay, we'll discuss that static and dynamic later. So this lookup is normal. What I can say, passive transformation. Cause for each and every row, it will pass the value. If department ID matches, it will pass the department name. If not matches, then it will pass the null value. Suppose source is having 11 records, all 11 record will pass to lookup will check and it will pass to target. Fine. So in this case, which kind of join is this? Which kind of join is this? Natural. Pardon, bit louder. Equi join. No, forget about that equi non-equi. Which kind of join it is? I'm not asking about that equi non-equi, less than equal to equal to. So the type of join in joiner, what we saw, which kind of joins were there? Master outer, detail outer, full outer. So in this case, which join is this? Huh? Full outer, guessing or what? Pardon, bit louder. Hmm. Huh. So what I said, if we have 11 record from source, so it will check 11 record. If it is available, it will pass. If it is not available, it will pass null. But what I said, if 11 records are there, it will pass 11. I never said it will add the lookup columns as lookup record as well. So the 11 count is here, so it will pass 11. That means it's kind of left outer join. If this is your left table, SQ is your left table, that means it's a left outer join. Either matches or not matches, lookup will pass. So what pass? If matches, it will pass the value. If not matches, it will pass null. So this is the difference between lookup and joiner. Lookup by default act as a left outer join. Fine. So we'll see. And here in join condition, you have multiple operator over here. In joiner, you have only equal to. So in lookup, you have equal to, less than, equal to, greater than, not equal to. Everything is there. Fine. I'll say equal to. Apply. Okay. Control S. I'll just create one session for that. So now this is your source, which is there in SRC. Our target is in TRG. And as our lookup is also on relational table, so we need to give connection for lookup as well. So where the lookup table is, in source, right? So we'll give source connection. This is the table and this is in database. So we have to give the connection. Say apply, say okay. So 13 record page from the source and 13 got loaded to the target. So if you just go and check over here, So for every department ID where the department ID is matches, it will return you the name of that department. Fine. This is a simple reference you can say. And if I just put over here, just pin it over here. So this is the kind of simple lookup. So we'll see some of the properties which are easy to understand. So this is uh, passive lookup transformation. We can create a lookup as an active. See here, one below checkbox is there written all value and multiple match. If you check this mark box, then your lookup will be active. Fine. Then your lookup will be active. So as of now, we'll just see the passive lookup. We'll see active lookup later on. So this is your passive lookup. So whatever we have discussed till now, understood? No confusion. So now we'll go to property. Here we also have lookup override. So the query which is getting fired on lookup, you can override that SQL. Lookup table name they have given. Lookup source filter which we saw in source qualifier if you want to put some filter. Lookup caching enabled. So what this cache means, either your lookup will be cached or uncached. So whenever your mapping is running and your first record which is coming from the source qualifier goes and hits to lookup, your lookup will start caching in cache lookup. Fine. Whenever the first record from the source hits to lookup, lookup will start caching. because it need to join and it need to return the value. So there should be some value in cache. If you say uncache, so for each and every record, it will go to the database, it will fire that select statement and it will fetch the value. This is what uncache means. And there is one more property, pre-built lookup cache. So what I said is, this is auto now. So as I said, whenever the first record gets from source to lookup, lookup will start caching. This is the normal behavior of lookup. But if you enable that pre-built cache, so whenever your mapping is running, as soon as you start your mapping, lookup will start caching. Lookup has its own query inside it. This is the table, right? This is the table ID and name. So as there is no SQL override, so it will. Okay, I'll show you the query. Go to the session log. See, lookup transformation default SQL. We haven't overridden any SQL over there, so that's why it's saying default SQL to create lookup cache. What it fires? Select nm comma id from department, order by id and nm. Fine. So this is the property of lookup, that it will automatically add order by. It will automatically add order by on its own. So whatever is in your join condition, it will add those column first and then the remaining. Suppose you have ID, city, name. So first it will do order by ID, city and then name. Because if you see here, there is no SQL override, there is no order by we have given. But still it has added the order by. So this is what I was discussing, pre-built lookup cache. So as soon as your mapping start, you just start your session, it will start caching in case of pre-built lookup. In case of normal lookup, if you are saying pre-built always disallowed, means it's a normal lookup. Whenever first record goes to lookup, lookup will start caching. If you say pre-built auto, then it's Informatica decision, integration service decision, that when to cache, either in pre-build or in the at the time of execution when first record is. Fine. Whenever the first record hits from source qualifier or the in that pipeline to lookup, lookup will start caching. And what it will cache? If you override the SQL, it will cache based on that SQL. If we don't override any SQL over there, it will generate the SQL and it will create the cache. And once the cache is created, the record which is coming from source will get compared with that cache. Fine. It will create the index cache and data cache in case of lookup as well. Whatever you have added in join condition will go to the index cache. Apart from the join condition column will go to the data cache. Fine. We'll go to that pre-built thing later on again. So as of now we can discuss this thing. Lookup policy on multiple match. Now what we have is, in our source table, we have only one record for each and every ID. Fine. We have only one record. But what if there are two records with 10? What if there is 20 3 records with 20. Fine. This can happen, right? Your reference table may have multiple entries. So which record you want? That depends on this property. Use first value which is there in cache. Use last value which is there in cache. If found multiple match, report error. Use any value. So first and last, how you will come to know first and last? As I said, lookup will add its own order by. So based on that order by, you will get first value and last value. Fine. So we'll just check with sample scenario. What we can do is deep into it. So if you just observe over here, so it will match the null values as well. In lookup case, it will match null values as well. In joiner, it will avoid the null. But in case of this is the target table, right? You just go to lookup case here. So see, we have done join based on department ID, and what is written XYZ, and what is there in source? See null 4200 107 is the employee ID, and see what got loaded into the target is 107, the name of the employee, the salary, and the XYZ. So lookup will match null value. Joiner will avoid the null value. So just to avoid the confusion, what I will do is just go here, department. So this is our source reference table. So what I did, I have added two more record for 10 to test that first, last, and report error thing. Fine. So now what we will do over here is first what we'll see, any value we don't need to see, we'll see first, last and report error, and we just need to check for the department 10. Use first value I am doing, control S, refresh. So now see, as I have removed the null from that reference table, so the value is null for dname. So it's kind of left outer join. So see, what is there for 10 is AD. If we do the first value, so why first value, get session log. So as per SQL, so which value will go in cache first is AD. So now what we'll do last value. And it based on your requirement. It's not like you have to look what is there, and based on that you can put your order by as well. I have added that sequence, so if you want descending, ascending of that, you can add that your own order by. Administrator, last value. Now we'll do the report error. If multiple match occurs, it should not happen. It should give an error. Multiple match found in lookup. Fine. So input ID is 10, and for that it's finding the multiple match in cache. So it will throw you an error. Just go here. Now you will not see any record for 10. Fine. For 10 it given an error like multiple matches found. Fine. So if we just go here, say first value, go here, and if we say generate, now what we will do, now we'll add our own order by. So sequence is there. So if we want, so here this is 1, 2 and 3. So suppose we want this 4, right? So 1, 3 and 4. So if I want this 4 record, 4 wala occurrence, so what we will do, if we put descending, so we will get this record as first, right? So what I will do, we'll just go here from DEPT, we'll say order by ID, comma SEQ DSC. Fine. But if you do this, okay, we'll do and we'll check. Apply. Okay. So SQL command not properly ended. Select department name, department ID, name, department ID as ID from department order by ID comma sequence descending, and again one more order by is added, order by ID and name. As I said, lookup will add its own order by. Fine. So if you are adding your order by, so you have to take care of the other order by as well. So if you are adding your own order by, once you are done with your SQL, just put two hyphen. Just put two consecutive hyphen. That is nothing but the comment in Oracle. If you put two hyphen, that is comment in Oracle. This is nothing but comment. So whatever is added after that two dash will be commented out. Lookup will add its own order by, but that is commented out, so that will not be executed. So just go here. It's two dash or single dash? So see, this is the sequel. We have added this double dash, and again lookup has added its own order by, and that got commented out. Fine. So if you just go and check data over here in the target table, so we have given 4 value for admin. 4 is for admin. Apart from that, all are 1. So if you put descending for this, so this will come up. And if you say first value, so you'll get this name. If you say last value, you'll get administrator. So based on your requirement, you can create the columns and you can put order by, so that you should get a specific value out of lookup. Fine. You can get first value, last value, any value, or report error. Fine. Same with the lookup for this property. As you are familiar with this property, so we'll discuss lookup source filter. You can put uh, any where clause over here, but again the SQL override will have highest priority over this filter. You can put where clause in lookup query, but if you are overriding it, so override will have highest priority. Apart from that, we have discussed this. This is the database connection. This is the database thing. Caching we have discussed, but not static and dynamic. So we'll discuss what static and dynamic means. Understood the concept of caching, or caching enabled or disabled? Caching enabled means when first record goes to lookup, it will cache, it will create that cache, and from all the records which are coming from source will get compared with the cache, and that is static cache. As soon as first record hits to lookup, lookup will create cache, and that will remain the same. That will remain the same till the execution of that mapping. That is what static means. Once created, that will be there till the end of that mapping. And uncache means for every record, it will fire the SQL, it will go and check to the database. If ID matches, it will fetch the record either, or else it will pass null. Fine. This is same concept, index and data cache. Whatever you have added in join condition will go under index cache, and apart from the join condition column will go under data cache. All other things we will discuss later on, or else it will be over it for you. We'll stop here, or else it will be too much.